want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Getting work done. The Somatic Narcissist. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Now, don't be misled by the title of this video about getting some work done in relation to Harry's wife, as we all know that she's a work-shy fop, only dedicating 1 hour a week to Archwell. Accordingly, getting work done in the sense of an honest day's labour is not applicable to this woman. No, as you'll understand, I'm making reference to the fact that her period of absence has clearly been because she's been getting some facial work done. The somatic narcissist is one that is essentially guided with a preference for appearance and matters material. With regard to my categorizations of narcissists, I have the various schools: lesser, mid-range, greater and ultra, the first 3 divided up into further sub-schools, and then the cadres: cerebral, somatic, elite and victim. Harry's wife is a somatic narcissist. This means that matters of appearance are hugely important to her, how she looks. Somatic narcissists, invariably, though not all, because a somatic narcissist may have some of these factors, they may have all of these factors, they may have them in differing levels. But if we were to talk about many of the things that are present with a somatic narcissist, the factors are as follows. Obsessed with money. Either doesn't have it and wants it, or has got lots of it and is either a miser or throws it around. Has expensive tastes. Likes to show off, both in terms of their appearance, their house, the places that they go to, and of course their achievements and their possessions. The somatic narcissist is invariably hypersexualized, engaging in the provision of plenty of slap and tickle and hanky-panky in order to control people. Invariably, many individuals are completely suckered by this, saying that it's the best sex that they've ever had, and then, of course, when it's invariably withdrawn during devaluation, this is something that they miss considerably. I would direct anybody who misses sex with a narcissist to read my book, Sex and the Narcissist, and then you won't miss it, believe me. Somatic narcissists are all about how they look, where they're seen. Plenty of selfies being taken, showing off that they're at Cannes for the film festival, showing themselves on top of a monument, that yes, they're there, look at me, showing off the new dress that they've bought, the new shirt that they've bought, the fact that they've been working out at the gym. They basically make their Instagram films down the gym, getting in the way of other people who are just trying to have an honest workout. It's all about showing off them, their appearance, their possessions, the places that they've been, the places that they're seen, the people that they are with, hanging off the back of other people's fame, for instance. And Harry's wife is no exception to this. We know that she's obsessed with money, which is a considerable residual benefit. She lives in a large house. She loved the allure of the shiny trinkets, witness the meltdown over the tiara. She has expensive tastes. We know regularly about the amount of money that she spunks on ill-fitting clothing. Kermit Goes to Church, Teacup by Royal Doulton, Tent by Army Surplus. One of our Jowers is missing. Chairman Mao Goes to New York, The Bouncing Berry of Harlem, Fridge by Valentino. And of course, Overripe Burst Tomato Lady, to name but a few of the fashion abominations that she has worn. She likes to show off the jewellery, still wearing, of course, the trinket that she received from Trevor Engelson. See parts passive as to why that's the case. Her crappy blog, Tig, that demonstrated her somatic tendencies also. Fine foods, different exotic places that she purportedly visited, conversations with the beautiful set, showing off fashion. Accordingly, she is very much a somatic narcissist, and of increasingly importance to a somatic narcissist is the way that they look as they age. Age is a lance through the heart for the somatic narcissist. Fading looks, a sagging bottom, the breasts not being as pert as they once were, the hair thinning and becoming grey, the face becoming wrinkled. All of those are matters of horror for the female somatic narcissist. For the men, the musculature, not as it once was, the paunch that suddenly appears, the thinning pate on top, perhaps the crooked teeth. All of these things are matters which are of considerable concern to the somatic narcissist. And of course, the increasing use of plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, filters even, are manna from heaven for the somatic narcissist to ensure, at least in their own deluded mind, that they look as delicious as they once did. Some somatic narcissists use cosmetic surgery sparingly, a little tweak here, a little enhancement there, which causes people to think perhaps they've had some work done, but it's not immediately obvious. With others, it's the full horror as some plastic-faced Frankenstein's monster emerges, and we all scream, "My God, what is that?" The overfilled lips, the ridiculous breasts which looks like beach balls that have been welded onto somebody's front, the inability to smile correctly, a completely expressionless automaton has been Botoxed so that not one line can appear at all. And of course, Harry's wife as a somatic narcissist is no stranger to this. It's clear that in the past that she's had a breast enhancement and then appears to have had a reduction. It's evident that she has utilised bronzer, in order, of course, to engage in that character trait acquisition. Her nose is radically different from when she was younger. Her lips have altered. And now, in the latest appearance that follows her being away, in inverted commas, for a number of weeks, it's clear that some further work has been undertaken. You can see from the picture that it's patently obvious where this has occurred. First of all, she's taken Harry's balls, and rather than keep them in her handbag, she's actually inserted them into her cheeks, as you can see that some work has been done on her cheekbones to make them more prominent, but it just looks like she has taken two jawbreakers and shoved them too far up inside her face. Furthermore, if you look very carefully at her hairline, you can see that there is a line there, which suggests that there's been a bit of nip and tuck going on there, perhaps giving a bit of a lift to straighten out some of the wrinkles that have been forming. Naturally, we can see that the hair, which is naturally frizzy, has once again been ironed within an inch of its life and probably contains extensions. There are those of you that know better than I do about these things in relation to where this hair has come from and what purpose it is serving. But the fact is that she does not have naturally sleek hair, and it would appear that for somebody who repeatedly bangs on about being a person of colour, she's insulting people of colour by having her hair done in a way which is not the natural hairstyle of somebody who is a person of colour. But of course, she doesn't care about people of colour. She's a racist herself. She actually does everything that she can to steer herself away from the heritage of her coloured roots. We've seen it time and time again, the altering of her appearance, the move away from features which would ordinarily be associated with a person of colour. The straightening of her hair, for example, the adjustments that have been made to her nose, the fact that she only uses black people, people of colour, when it suits her purposes, namely playing the race card and pity plays. Furthermore, her left eye has something strange going on. I don't know if there's been the case of there being some adjustment perhaps to remove the bags underneath or such like, or to be a tightening of the eyelid. I'm not a cosmetic surgeon, but there's certainly something hasn't quite gone right with that left eye. Perhaps the swelling hasn't gone down yet, or it's caused her to develop what looks like a bit of a squint. But looking at her, you can see that work has been undertaken. And, of course, I'm not the only one that's seen that. Indeed, in the comments section with regard to her reappearance, the observations about her appearance flow particularly thick and fast. Joan Woocher King writes, "Her face reveals why we haven't seen her for a bit. She was resting from major treatments. She hardly looks like herself, even allowing for earlier incarnations." Done Negotiating states, "My first thought was that it was Victoria Beckham." Margaret Cross, "No wonder she didn't want to attend the coronation. What has she done to her face? Her cheeks look like hamster pouches and her eyes, oh dear. Not the most flattering photograph of Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor." Gunilla Jones, "What is this straightened and lighter hairstyle? I thought she wallowed in her African heritage, or is that only when it suits her agenda?" S. Thomas, and the reason she wasn't seen for a few weeks becomes apparent. She's been stuck in a windsock. Poor thing. Ian McGregor. Wow. That photo suggests a lot of work has been undertaken during Harry's wife's unexplained absence. Won't help her. Mark F. Noland. So the new face is why we haven't seen or heard from her in a while. Well, here's hoping she ends up like Michael Jackson, and we can have several years of peace. Tim Ledbury. I said she's been off having cosmetic surgery. Penelope Simpson. Those hair extensions look more and more ridiculous. Susan Timms. Wow. She's almost unrecognisable. Just looks so different. Had to take a harder look. What has she done to herself? Sybil Griffiths. So some of the millions of dollars she made besmirching the royal family and trying to destroy the Queen's reputation has been spent on plastic surgery. Ellie Bowyer. And she paid to have that done. I'd be asking for a refund if it was me, Marine Boy. Amazing what you can do with a trowel and a bit of plaster. My living room ceiling was the same colour when we redid it a few years ago. Kate Maguire, spooky photo, spooky woman. Achim Goseng Akva. The woman in the photograph looks like Cher's grandmother. Super Granny. Yeah, she's reinventing herself again. Softer eye makeup, newly styled hair, etc. It won't wash. We still don't like you. Leslie Snell. I think she's been absent because she's been having work done on her face going on that photograph. Roger Blank. It's a pity the Daily Telegraph has missed out on the chance to have a spot the difference quiz. A before and after photo would have been well supported. David Hammond. As Harry's wife is so worried about skin colour, why is she the same yellow as Donald Trump? Barbara Harrison. No wonder Harry's coming to the coronation on his own. His wife looks so different. Now, she wouldn't get through passport control. Kate Widra. She looks terrible. Sandy Jones. Surgery. Fair enough. Plenty of comments noting these changes, and none of them complimentary. Which, of course, is all challenge fuel to her. She, in her deluded world of the somatic narcissist, will believe that she looks fantastic. The fact is, the advancing age is a threat to her control. The diminished looks, the ravages of age, threaten that control, and in order to nullify it, she spends the money that she's obtained undertaking cosmetic surgery. Unfortunately for her, while she will think that she looks fantastic, most people see that it's darn obvious that she's been involved in cosmetic surgery and don't see that it has actually enhanced her in any way, and it provides a further opportunity for people to comment unfavourably about her. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.